Hi friends, in this session we are going to implement the user authentication using the Zustand. In this application we are going to create the three things, like one is a registration page, second one is a login page, and third one is a dashboard page. If you go to the registration page or login page, if you give your details in this login or registration page, it will going to jump directly into the dashboard page. If you, in this dashboard page I have given like a two things, one is a left side and right side. If you think this one left side can take the some details about the dashboard page and other pages like about us page and other applications related to the protected routes. If you take here right side, it contains the logout and profile section. You can see the view the how what is the username and what is the user information about the user details. If you in this last one is a logout button. If you click on this logout button, we are going to directly redirect it to the login page or whether the registration page. We can customize that. I'm going to directly jumping into the my VS Code editor. Here I'm going to first few things I'm going to take. That is a first I'm going to install the React router DOM. This one is a official website of the React router. Using this, we can redirect to the one page to another page. Actually, in this, I'm going to the tutorial section. If you can refer your, you can if you want to read this documentation, you can read this documentation. Go to the reactrouter.com/em/main/start/tutorial. In this, you will find the entire details about the how to install and how to use the React router in your application. I'm going to install the npm React router doc. Go to the terminal. Go to the project folder. This is the project folder. You can install this npm install React router DOM. Make sure the spelling is correct or not. See, or you can make this copy and paste it here. If you want the see install. If you see here, if you want to use this adding a router, we are going to use these things. First, import these two things. For the router purpose, in the code, I'm going to create the one separate folder for the router purpose. Route. In this route, I'm going to create one file called index.jsx. First, import the things. What you have to import? These two things is required. Not two things, or one thing. One is the required. That is the create browser router. Import first. Make sure the create browser router from the React router DOM. Next, you can create the router using this one. I'm going to create router equal to create browser router. In this, it is takes the, if you observe here, if you hover on this mouse here, it will take the array. In this array, it is in the form of objects. Path I'm going to take the slash, then element. Here I'm going to take the app component. In this app component, I'm going to take like children. Actually, children. I'm going to make this app component as the root element. From this, I'm going to jump into the other things like a login page or a registration page and dashboard page. For that, Here I'm going to take the path like slash login, or you can take like this also, no problem. Login element login, or you can leave with the empty space also, no need. Next, register register if you want to name uh, login page, register page. Next, dashboard page, dashboard comma element, dashboard page. And I'm going to take one more page inside this. There is a about us, about page, about page. I'm going to export this, export default router. If you want to bind this router into the application, go to the main.jsx. Here I'm going to bind this one. Not required this app section import. You can delete these two things also. Instead of, you can make it as a router. First import that router from the React router DOM. Import router provider from the React router DOM. Router provider slash, this is a this is a single element. In this, we are going to take the router equal to router. It is coming from the dot slash route. It is coming from the dot slash route. We are going to bind this router to the router provider. If you go to the pages, I'm going to create the three pages here. One is the login, one more is register page, and one more is dashboard page, and one more is about page. In the login end, I'm going to take the pages index.jsx, here rfce login page. You can leave it. We are going to write the code part in the further sections like this. Here also create index.jsx rfce register page, same like dashboard also. Go to the about section, about page, index.jsx rfce about page, and dashboard also. Go to the dashboard page, create one page called rfce dashboard page. Go to your route.jsx. Here import the each and everything, like first import the app from the same like import the, or if you want to import automatically, you can come here and click on the control space. You can see here also control space, see automatically imported, control C, control space, not control C. control space. You can see automatically imported. If you want to import this one also, instead of click on here, come to the after app, click on this. It is not importing. Some other way, index.jsx. Maybe we can manually import that. Import app. You can go to the here. If you want to redirect it to one page, we are going to use the one outlet here. It is coming from the React router DOM outlet. It will go only redirected to the redirect to the every page login, register, and dashboard page. But if you see here, there is a in the index.jsx, sorry, routes slash index.jsx. In the child component of app only, we are going to mention the we are going to mention the uh, we will get the these things in the what children are there for the app component. If you see these are only these routes only we are getting to the this page app. See, other things like if you take suppose here after app also you can take the other things like a path, like cats. I'm going to take whole element. I'm going to take like a slash cats. Suppose I'm going to take import this one. This one also not importing. What is the problem? Those others. Come here and manually import this one also. Import cats from dot slash pages slash cats. It is coming from the slash. If you observe in this app component, go to the app.jsx. I'm creating here one app component. Suppose for the identification purpose, whether which routes are coming through the app component. That's why I'm going to making as a in the above this outlet. I written the app component. If you see in the browser itself, first run this application npm run the development. See, application is running perfectly. Go to the browser, go to the localhost 5173. See, if you go here, if you observe here, I'm got the app component in the login page. If you go to the same like register page also, register page, app component, register page. If you go to the dashboard page also, app component is same. App component is constant and dashboard page is changed. Same like about us page also, about page app component. If you go the instead of the giving the app component that thing, I'm giving here cats slash cats. See, I got this one. This is a separate router from the apart from the app component. apart from the app component. I'm deleting this one. I'm removing this one. For just for showing only, I have written this one. See, now it is not found because of router. I have deleted. If you go to this one, see again to the I have redirected to the app component login page. If you want to see these things, you can refer the documentation of the tutorial section. Go to the get started. In this, go to the tutorials and examples also. Tutorials is easy to learn. It is given the diagrammatic representation also, how to use the router and these things. See, yeah. Next thing, I'm going to create the user store. For that, I'm going to create user auth store. I'm going to name it as a user auth store dot js, not jsx, js. This one is a. If you go to the in this user auth, first I'm going to the my app.eraser. In this, I'm going to first draw the what things is required. User auth, user auth store. I'm going to implement this using the just and using this. What is the requirements of this? One is the import the just and imports. Second one is create store. In this create store, we are going to use the Immer library and persist library. Persist library. Persist. Actually, this persist is it's a middleware only, but that third party library is Immer only. And export this one. Last final thing is export the store. Before going to this writing the implementing the code, we are going to jump into the documentation of the just and first refer this what things we are going to use. If you go to the here Immer library, if you what is the Immer means, it will do enables you to actually Immer library is Immer is a middleware. It will enables you to use the immutable states in a more convenient way. Also, with the Immer, you can simplify the handling the immutable data structures in a just and simply Immer will do is immutable states into the mutable states. Actually, we can change the directly the states. If you see this how to use means we can install how just and we can install same like we are going to install the Immer and in the create function, we are taken in the justin we are directly taken this set a callback function. But here we are going to do the one more layer of this is a immer. In the same like go to the third party library of integrations like persistent store data. Here also in this persist also actually it will do the storage in the like local storage. If you see this persistence middleware enables you to store your just state in the storage. Like examples like local storage, asynchronous storage, and IndexedDB, etc. Those persist in this data. We are using here hydration. One is a method called hydration. Where is that? Go to RC here only. On hydrate state, we are using this thing. We are using this thing to store our data. First, make sure this is the box. Go to the jump into the our VS Code terminal. Create the user auth store.js. Here, first import the things. What is the required? First, I'm required the create function from the Zustand, and before importing this, must and should import npm install the again. Zustand is already installed. I think Immer 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 is required. If you go to the package.json file installed, go to the package.json file, go to the dependencies. See here, Immer is installed and Zustand also installed. Go to here, go to the my user store, systems, user auth store.js, import the Immer also, Immer from the Zustand/middleware/Immer. Same like persist also, persist, persist is getting from the Zustand/middleware. If you go to the documentation, you can refer the, if you have any doubts, you can refer this documentation, how to use the this thing. See, persist is coming from the Zustand/middleware. We are using the on hybrid state. Okay, create the store. First, for creating store, we are naming as a same name called use auth store. Use auth store equal to create function. In this create function, I'm going to first call the I'm going to call the persist. In this persist, it contains two things. It contains two things. One is a immer. One is a immer. Second one is a second one about the persistent data. We are going to use the name of this persistent name of the store in the inside the local storage. We are going to leave with a default. If you leave with a default with, it is automatically take the local storage. If you want to change it to station storage or other thing like a asynchronous storage, you can you have to use the you have to make it as a, see, if you go to the here, if you want to change the storage, you can use this one as a storage equal storage column, create JSON storage of asynchronous storage. Like this, you have to change the storage. But we are leaving with a empty. If you leave with the empty, you can it is directly take the local storage. We are going to see in the further sessions how it is stored in the local storage, like how to access the local storage data. Like actually not required, it is automatically just an it automatically takes the local storage data. In this on hydrate storage, you can take the, if you have difficult to use, you can take this one. And first console for the knowing purpose, hydration starts. Hydration, 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 hydration starts, and return state comma error. I'm returning the state comma error. In this state, if you see error dot not of error dot message, what is called, you see here, not let it contains, I'm going to return state dot set hydrated. I'm going to take this method, state that set hydrated. I'm going to call this function. Actually, this set hydrated function is present in the Immer. I'm going to say set callback function. In this callback function, it will returns the object. Does the object in this object it contains the few things like one is the session. One is the session. Initially, this session contains the null value. Next one is the user information, like initially this one also null. Last one is the hydrated, like hydration or hydrated. Okay, you can take hydration. We are going to see, I'm going to initially take the false, actually boolean value. This one is a, then I'm going to take the set hydrated. This one is a function. If we call this here, we are calling this set hydrated. I'm going to king this hydrated. Hydration, hydration making I'm making this hydration as a true, true. This session. One more thing is like a login, asynchronous, synchronous we are performing. In this login, I'm getting the few things like a email and comma password, password, email comma password. I'm returning the success message, or if you take this try catch also, try catch. In this catch method, I'm going to return error message of error, error message of error. In this try method, I'm going to take the return success, return success true. I'm not going to performing any database operations here, any backend operation. I'm directly setting into the email and password to the session and user. In the session, I'm going to take the email. I'm going to converting into the string form, this one, and user also. I'm going to take few things like a email, comma. So we are directly updating using this is the because of the Immer library. Same like create account. Create account means registration, register async operation. Here also we require the apart from the email and password, it is required the name also. Password. Here try catch. In this catch function, return the error column error. Or you can take the message error dot message. Here also error dot message. In this here returning the success message, success column true. Here set function of session equals to string form of email, comma username, user details. I'm taking email, comma password, email, comma password. Like here, I'm going to write one condition. If name is there, in this case only, I'm going to set this one. If name is there. Next one is a logout. Logout is a asynchronous. We can take asynchronous operation. Not required asynchronous. Directly we can take logout. Not is try catch also not required. Okay, take the try catch function. Copy this one here, paste here, and logout function I'm directly calling here. Set function. In this, what we have did in the login and create function means create functions means uh, I have make the session equal to email and user equal to object of email comma password. But in this logout, we are going to making into the null session. I'm making the null and user I'm making the null. Here I'm removing the both the things. In this case, we are going to if I'm going to make the session and user is null, directly it is going to jump into the again part of the login page or registration page. We have seen so much thing in this next third part of this uh, export default user auth store. See, actually, what I have did means I have imported the three things I have did in this user authentication store. One is the import the things what we have required. In this, create immer and persist the store. In this next I have created the store. In the store creation, I have did the create function. In this create function, I have called the persistent store. In this persistent store, I have did the two things. One is the immer. One is the immer. Second one is the data about that, like how to store the data, how to store these things. Like I have created one. I have name create one name for that store in the local storage or session storage, but by default it is local storage and one function I have written one on hydrated store. On hydrated store means it will hydrated when it is store when the store is updated. This on hydrated store will be called. Next thing is I have exported the this user auth store. We are going to use this in the login session and login and register and dashboard session. In the further sessions, we are going to see how to use this thing, how to use in the user interface. That's all, friends. If you have any doubts, please comment in that channel. And if you like my content and if you like my explanation, please like the video and subscribe my channel.